Hey there, party people. I'm Alex the Whyzer Owl, and today we're going to talk about one of the most deflating things in disc golf, an incorrect scorecard. So you just finished your last tournament hole, you call out your scores to the person with the scorecard, and you start heading back to Tournament Central. Let's see some of the ways that this can go wrong. And a common mistake that I see people do is they start adding up their math like while they're walking. Which I know that Dave would never do, because Dave's an accountant. But if you're gonna be counting up your scorecard, make sure that you're sitting down, devoting your entire attention to it, because you don't want to be taking that two-stroke penalty. Now once the counting begins, I often see one guy doing the math, adding everything together one by one while the others are watching over their shoulder. Now I know while some people like switching off the cards every few holes or halfway through, personally I hate doing this. I'd rather have the card the whole time so that the handwriting's consistent and there aren't multiple interpretations of what the numbers are. Generally, someone's going to step forward and say that they're decent at math and will tally up the card for everybody, but it's always a good idea for you to have your own scorecard on something like UDisc, because it's going to tally it up robotically and you're not really relying on somebody's potentially fuzzy mental math. Once everything's tallied up, pass the card around and each player should be checking their scorecard and signing off on it. Never sign your name on math that you have not checked. If you did the scorecard yourself, double check it. So as a TD, the biggest mistakes that I see when people are counting up their scores is that they're doing proper math of like 3 plus 3 plus 4, and they try to add up and they make a mistake somewhere along the way. That's a lot of math to do in your head, even if you think it's small numbers and simple math, but I see more mistakes that way than anything. And it always shocks me how few people know how to do quick counting by utilizing ProPar. ProPar is pretty simple. It's just instead of going by course par, you go by everything being a par 3. So the front 9 is par 27 and the back 9 is par 27, and you only count strokes above or below that number. So I'll show you how I do it. This is how I count all the scorecards that come into me at Tournament Central. So things above, I will put dots, and things below I'll subtract afterwards. So 27 is what par is, so that'll be 28, 29, 30, 30, perfect. 28, 29, 29, perfect. 28, 29, 30, and then at the end, after I do all the 4s or above, then I'll come back and I'll subtract the 2s. So 30 minus 1, 29, 29, matches. Perfect, let's go to the back. 28, 29, 30, 31, 31, perfect. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 1, 2, 33, perfect. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33, fabulous. All right, now that we see that those all match, now we're gonna add up the front and the back. So 30 plus 31, 61, perfect. 29 plus 33, 62, perfect. 29 plus 33, and we found a mistake here. That says 61. So I always like to give the player the benefit of the doubt, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to re-add his score. 28, 29, 30, 29, 29, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. No 2s there, so we have 33 and 29. That is not 61. And if we look back to when they were adding up the scorecard after the round, which one of them did not check the math on the card before they signed it? It'd be Dean. That's going to get him a 2-stroke penalty. As you can see, 2 strokes can be almost 20 points worth of rating. Trust me when I say there's no TD out there that wants to penalize a player for faulty math. I've been on both sides of the table as a tournament director and as a player receiving that news, and it's a pretty crappy feeling either way, especially because of how preventable this is. If you're taking the steps like learning how to quick count, keeping your own scorecard in UDisc, and making sure that you're never initialing your name next to a score that you have not personally counted, you're going to be well on your way to making sure you're never taking an unnecessary penalty. As always, like, subscribe, and comment, especially if you have tips that'll help other players avoid this penalty. And as always, play Whyzer.